There's one aspect of the farm that we didn't mention in the last video. It deserves its own video. The UW Farm strives to be a great example of sustainable farming. It illustrates a model that is very different from industrial farming, a model with far lower impacts on our environment.
Let's start with the basics. Think about miles traveled.
The inputs for an industrial farm, fertilizer, equipment, seeds, etc., are shipped to the farm across vast distances. This generates a huge amount of emissions.
The UW Farm radius is much smaller. To make sure our produce is nutrient rich, we apply a lot of compost that is all sourced locally. Leaves and coffee grounds from campus are turned into compost that we use. Thanks to Cedar Grove, food and yard waste from Seattle residents and campus is also turned into compost that we use. We even receive compost from the Woodland Park Zoo.
Students, smiles, and supplies. Most UW Farm inputs are local. That local emphasis is even more true for UW Farm's output, our exceptionally fresh produce.
We don't grow food and then ship it across the country. Why? Because that model makes no sense. Instead, produce harvested at our farm is brought to the Douglas Research Conservatory, which is next to our main growing site. Here, students sort and package the produce. It's now ready for delivery, and you guessed it, we aren't traveling far.
Our produce goes to one of 3 places. It is purchased by the university and sold off the shelf or included as ingredients in dishes. It is picked up once a week by community members who participate in our CSA program. And it is dropped off at nearby food pantries, particularly the UW Food Pantry. We even have an electric bike to help with deliveries. How cool is that?
Once the harvest is complete and the growing plots are cleared, we plant cover crops.
This step is often overlooked.
Cover crops sequester carbon from the atmosphere and enrich the soil for the next growing cycle.
At the UW Farm, we're always looking ahead and thinking about how to reduce our environmental impact while striving to serve as a model for our community. If you want to learn more about sustainable urban farming, you know where to find us.